value. It's not democratic value. So before they don't know, they said, oh, democratic. I mean, democratic. This word it sounds nice. So and then they also was taught that oh, democratic is going to helping people, helping little ones, which is not right. They are using us. They are using us. So we want to everybody be involved, everybody to be join us. And we are, again, we said that we are not organization. We are just a movement. If you become organization, maybe we stop there. Because organization, you have, who's the president, who's the vice president, who's the treasurer, who's the whatever, board members. But we don't have all of that. And then if you work hard, and then you go to the front, you work, you lead. I mean, you have followers. And then you are the leader, okay? If one day you are tired, and you have family situation, you said, okay, there are other people who do it. So we are just there's no fixed positions, even there's no positions, and just no titles. And just everybody volunteer themselves. If you do more, and people will follow you. That's what we do. So please join us, and then we want to make America great again. I want to ask, who came here 20 years ago? Who? Raise your hand. Who came here 20 years ago? Okay. Okay, a lot, right? 20 years ago, and do you think America now, I mean, 2 years ago, is better than 20 years ago?
No.
No, right? Yeah, I came here 30 years ago. I came here 30 years ago. I saw Americans go to this way. Yeah, that's what woke me up. That's what made me, I could not stand. Every day when I woke up, and then I heard the news, I heard the things that make me unhappy. Every day I'm depressed. So we don't want the American go to this way. You know, why we leave our country, come here? Why we leave our motherland, come here? Tell me. Can you tell me? For freedom, for better world, right? But if we don't act, it will go to the other way. Go to communist, become communist party, communist country, socialist country. Okay, so everybody need to be aware, be alert. We have power, like Mr. Congressman Woodall says, who's the boss? We are, right? We are the boss. We are the boss. We want to vote for people who is in office. So we need to be active. So everybody to set up this event, we have lots of people paid up. Spend lots of time in organize this. Would you mind, if I say your name, would you mind coming up here, please? Lao Qian, can you come up here? Yeah. And Yan Fei, I think a lot of people know him. He spent the most of time, and then really helps most. And can you everybody come up, please? Renee, come up. Who else? Can you? Hey, yeah, come up, please. And then also, please. Yeah, come up. And then also we have, Isabel, come up, okay? And Milo, come up. Milo, please. Milo. And then who else? Okay, all right, okay, yeah. And then I'm going to especially introduce, okay, let me talk about this. Those people organized this whole thing, okay. And plus, we have representatives from our 5 districts, the group, and which is Liu Shuangyao, and Li, Liu Shangbiao is working with, he's in a Peachy City. So they are a big group there too. And then,
60 miles.
and then,
10 people.
yeah, he brought 10 people here. And then Shen Di is works for the Alvarado group. Alvarado group, who is the JavaScript group. It's Dr. Duan, and she's also very active. And also we need to have, and where is you, please? Please come, please come. As Jacqueline. Jacqueline today is representing her husband. Her husband is Louis Zheng. Lots of people knows him. And then he's also in the 7th district group. And then they are in 7th district right here. Yeah. And then, oh, someone, what did you say? Jenny? Okay, yeah. And then, I think I missed some part. Is all the 5 groups here? 5 groups here? 5? 7 district. Yeah, 7 district is, oh, okay. Yeah, later, I will let them, you know how we have 5 locations, has their own group. They are going to work together, they have a WeChat group together. And later, after this one, after our talking, when you have pizza, that time you go to your leaders. I mean, I shouldn't say leaders because I just say grassroots doesn't know. But anyway, go to your group's representatives. How about that? Volunteers. Oh, yeah, go to divide it by 5 or 6. If the one is not belong to any those groups, and then we form a group, and we may create another group. Okay. So they are here, and I want to, can we have the 5 group leader talk first? Okay, so we are all going to sit down, we let the 5 group leader talk first. Okay, whoever's here is, okay, you want to say it first? I'm saying.
Okay, thank you, Sunny. Yeah, Sunny just volunteered me, so thank you. You know, Sunny is a great example of leadership comes from volunteerism. A lot of kudos to her. I was touched by her, and you know, I mean, of course, the younger generation, not to offend you, but you know, she works hard, so I have to work hard. Why I'm here, I think I'm a swing voter, you know, first I thought that I'm very democratic, but when some Republican person asked me some questions, I kind of changed my mind because I think those are the real values that, you know, represent what I'm really thinking. For example, I used to think that Democrat people cares for other people like minorities more, but when you are looking at that, the deep, you know, theory of that is to explore, you know, the majority, the money from the majority working class, and then endlessly spending money, and that's not a good model. Okay, and environmental issues, I thought that, you know, Democratic Party, they protect the environment more than the Republican Party. But then, you know, people also, I mean, the other Republican changes my mind again. They were saying, do you mind if the government say, you need to install this kind of heater in your house and you need to use a certain material for building your houses? Otherwise you'll get fined. I was like, no. That's my choice, right? I love the environment. That's coming from my heart. So they shouldn't regulating that, right? So you can advocate that, but you cannot make the rule to force people to do something. So yeah, I came to this country for freedom, for more opportunity. And so I'm kind of, now I know there is a movement called walk away, you know. So I guess, yeah, I'm one of those. And also as a healthcare worker who works in the alternative healthcare, especially with the opiates crisis, you know, a lot of people are in trouble, and so we have solutions for that, and because there are like non-drug solution for pain, and so that's especially my field. That's why I also talk to the candidates and trying to advocate that, because acupuncture, massage therapy, and other things can help people to relieve the pain. And also acupuncture can help people who are addicted, to get out of drug. So it can do a lot of good things. That's all. And what I did, I knocked on doors, not just for our district. Our district is the 6th, Karen Handel, and this is the 7th. I also knocked doors for Ralph Budo. So, and yesterday he asked me a question. How much time for you to become a professional door knocker? I said twice. Okay, you only need to do that twice. So I'll just stop here and thank you so much. Thank you.
I apologize. I forgot the Yang Bin. Where are you? Oh, come on, please come here. Come here. Yang Bin is the representative of Cobb County. And then, how about I own his apologies. I forgot about you. Come here. You are the next speaker.
Thank you very much. First time speaking, so a little nervous. All right. Okay, why I'm here? 2 years ago, I was the first time vote in my life because President Trump. Before that, I really don't mind much about the Republican. But through the campaign, I see very different policy. If you are for Democrats, you see all the cities, states that are ruled by Democrats. What they have: high taxes, high unemployment, high crime rate, right? Bad education. Okay. You see the states, cities governed by Republicans, good education, low taxes, okay, low crime rate. So it's a no-brainer, okay? If you want a high welfare state, bad education, you vote for Democrats. If you want low crime, low tax, good education for your kids, for your children, you vote for Republican. To me, it's just a no-brainer. Okay, and this midterm is extremely important. Why? Because there is a movement on the other side. They want to subvert the 2016 election. They want to use this midterm election to basically, to overturn the 2016 election results. And we should stop that happening. Okay? And that's one thing. Second is, I just got a Wall Street Journal yesterday. Excuse me. So basically it says there are 36 Republican House seats are rated by some reports that are either a toss-up or leaning more in Democrat favor. And 51 more seats are seen as competitive. We're talking about the Congress. Okay. So, which means this is a very competitive environment. Okay. So the turnout rate is extremely important. Okay? You need to tell everyone you know, your friends, your family, your student, everybody you know. Okay? Go out, vote for the Republic. Okay? And then the governance race is also very tight. Okay? And yesterday after I read this, and I also got a mail from Stacy's campaign. Okay? It's like an absent ballot. You fill out and then just put in the mail. I guess someone not right now, because you probably received that too, right? So the other side is do their best to try to, take that seat also. And what's going to happen? What is going to happen? High tax. High taxes. Okay? If you let Democrats take the governor's seat for Georgia, okay? Just look at other government states. Illinois, California. Okay? Don't go too far, don't go outside the country. Okay, just look at Illinois. Just look at California, what happened. Okay? If you want that not happen in Georgia, you need to tell everybody, okay, on that day or before that day, go out, vote for Governor Patton. Okay? So this is very important. That's why I'm here. That's it.
Okay. The next one, I guess, is whoever the closest.
First of all, I want to say I'm sorry my English is not good, so I think I'm better speak Chinese. 我跟那个桑尼认识啊，就是那次川普，那个大选跟川普啊，所以我那个桑尼啊，我们去在那个大中华门口发那个支持川普的传单，印象很深刻。后来我跟那个桑尼啊认识啊，很有意思啊，是在那个。微信上认识，他呢，发微信呢，结果说，我就觉得，桑尼到底是谁啊？在我们教会里面，他说是在我们教会里面，结果我找了半天，我都在那个兄弟里面去找，后来发现，原来那个桑尼是一个穆桂英啊，结果他很勇敢，他那个发传单的时候发到那个长老那里去。那个长老呢是一个民主党，所以那个就是有一些冲突啊。那个实际上我今天想讲的呢，实际上是从基督教的角度来讲一下啊。实际上民主党啊，这个搞这个毒品是吧？还有搞同性恋啊，还有搞高税啊，这些实际上都是违背圣经的。严重违背圣经，因为同性恋就是犯奸淫，对不对？啊，那个十诫里面第3诫，这个重税啊是10诫里面第10诫，圣经里面讲得很清楚，不可贪恋别人的钱财和妻女、牛羊，和那个田产，是吧？这个民主党为什么那么高税？实际上就是贪恋我们的钱财。其实我们实际上民主党还有一个特点，他高税了以后啊，他还这么加一句说有钱人很贪婪，其实是他们贪婪，有钱人的钱都是很不容易赚来的，是不是？那我们基督徒啊，绝对不能在一个象牙塔里面啊一天到晚风花雪月，我们要站出来啊，向社会发声，我们应该行公义、好人义啊，这是神的旨意。所以我们应该公开的站出来来支持川普。川普上台以后，在白宫里面搞那个一个查经小组啊，他很敬虔啊，那个一起祷告，为美国祷告。所以我们啊，很敬虔，很虔诚，很虔诚。那还有是我们那个基督徒啊，一定要站起来，站在那个时代的前面，来为美国发声，为 要让美国回到那个神的那个原则上来，要有这个爱啊。那个还有就是最后我想说一句，就是让我们大家一起来，在这一次再次击败这个魔鬼。这个民主党他们是魔鬼，我们如果一个基督徒他不站出来的话，那难道说他要去帮助魔鬼吗？是不是？好，我就说这些。
省立是Alpharetta 的那个 group 的，所以呢，你们住在 Alpharetta 的人，等一下呢吃披萨的时候呢，跟他在一起啊，找他，然后呢就是你们互加微信，就把他都进他那个群里头 Alpharetta 的。刚刚我说我亏欠了的他的那个杨斌先生呢，他是 Cobb County 的。所以 Cobb County 的呢，等一下吃披萨的时候就跟 Cobb County 的就跟杨斌啊互加微信，把他加到那里，大家一起来做。还有刚刚那个段医生他是 Johns Creek 的 ，Johns Creek 的，那我们很多人大家也认识他，那么大家就找他了哈，找他去加他微信啊。那么我们接下来还有这个我们遥远来的、远方来的。这个弟兄们，刘双标是在 Peach City 来的啊，来。
Thank you, Sunny. Sorry. Very honored to be here. It's my It's my first time to take part in a public gathering, and also. It's a great day for PG cities. With Sunny's help, we all, maybe you can stand up, all the PG city Republican supporters, let's stand up. Yeah, so we have the opportunity to come together as a group, as a Chinese group to support Republican Party. I myself, my family moved from Illinois 3 years ago in Georgia, so we are getting away from Democratic and become part of Republican. That's a very good sign for us. And for us, we want to, as a team, work together. You know, in PG City, we use golf cart a lot. We have 90 miles golf cart trails. So our goal is we will drive our golf cart with all the Republican signs and go to knock door to door to promote our Republican candidates. Because from my heart, I wanted to put those Republican candidates in office to work for us, work for our children. We want a good education. We want a low tax. We want low crime rates. We don't want those immigrants, they just come in as a refugee without understanding what's the background, right? We need to tighten our borders. All this Republican, all those things I feel with almost 20 years in the United States. I found they are really close to what I want, what my family wants. My wife is here. We both support Trump, Mr. Trump, because we feel what he can do is really the future we want to be. We don't want to live in Illinois type of a democratic governing state. They are not really considered a citizen. As a citizen, we need to stand up to support the candidates who we trust, they can bring our future better. So I really appreciate Sunny to create a WeChat group. So all my friends, we are friends before in our daily life, but now we are also friends in political life. So we can work together and we can learn from you. I know Sonny did a great job in north side of Atlanta. So we have a good example. We can follow this good example and do some job as best as we can in south side of Atlanta to make America great again. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Last is the best. Okay, come here. Come here, Jacqueline. I mean last and not last, but in the five group, you are the last speaker among the five group.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here with us tonight. And my name is Jacqueline Tseng. And you may know my husband, Louis Tseng. He ran for city council and also for state house rep during the midterm. Although the election didn't go in his favor, but that did not change our perspective in politics. And the reason why I'm here is because I got involved in politics through him. A few years back, when we went back to Taiwan to visit his family, upon returning back home here in Atlanta, it's an eye-opener for us. He decided that he wants to get involved in politics. Why? It's because it takes leaving home for you to understand and realize what you have and cherish what you have, appreciate what you have. So having left the U.S. to go back to Taiwan to visit, that's when he realized that there's so many things that we can do to make our community a better place for our children, for our younger generation. And that's how we got involved. I helped, as a supported wife, I stood by his side to support him in his campaign through thick and thin. Throughout the whole process, we learned a lot. You have to have thick skin because you have to beg people to vote and ask for money, donation to fundraise, to support the campaign. You get in front of people, some are nice and some are not so pleasant. Some tell us to go back to our country. This is our home. Where else can we go? I'm a second generation immigrant here. My mom came here the legal way and supported 5 children single-handedly by herself. Young kid, less than 10 years old. And she put all 5 of us through college without any government help. That's responsibility. That is not a mindset of entitlement. We worked hard to get to where we are today. So Louis wants to he sees issues within our city. We live in Duluth. He sees issues within our city that he thinks that he can help improve. And that's why he chose to run. Although he didn't get elected, but we still continue to be involved in the community, helping candidates with their campaign, and also involved with the community to help educate the citizens, our community, voters, help them to get involved, go out to door-to-door knocking, phone banking, fundraise, and the list goes on. That's what we have done. And we ask that you, as the citizen here, do the same. If you want to preserve, if you believe in the Republican conservative value, which most of us, I do believe, resonate with those values, because those are the core values that we hold near and dear to our heart. And that's what the values that we want to preserve for our children, for our future. Because the way the liberal is working and trying to brainwash our millennial, it's not gonna go down well for our future generation. So, and this is why we're still engaged and try to make an exponential impact through community, one community at a time. And the more we get involved and get in front of people and educate them, the more that we can get people to understand and realize the importance of coming out to vote. Because a lot of people will think, oh, my one vote doesn't count. Well, guess what? It does. It does. Because if you look at it, the elections, you have to have 50% plus one to call it a victory. And that one vote could be your vote. So it's very important to come out and vote. And I ask that you, if you have the time, please get with one of those candidates, their assistant and all that, and sign up to do something. Whether it's door knocking, phone banking, or you can even help. If you don't have the time, you can also make monetary donation, because everybody has different capacity to help and impact an election, and everybody has different means. So whatever that might be to you, I ask that you all come out to vote and help in any way that you can possibly to help make Georgia stay red. And that's the reason why I joined the Gwinnett County Republican, is because I want to help keep Georgia red. And please vote straight down the line, Republican, this midterm election, November 6th.
A great speech. Good voice, right? And then, how about Sanford? You want to come to talk? Sanford work really hard at. Most people knows him, right? Okay.
Thank you very much. 大家好 ，Hello everyone。我是想使大家醒过来啊。If you are sleeping, I just try to wake you up. But most important, I want to give myself a little bit of courage to speak in front of you. Okay. So I have a few issues to talk to you. The first thing I want to talk about is where do you stand? Many of us, when I ask you that, who do you support? Someone will say, I'm a swing voter. I'm not affiliated with either party. Really? Are you really not affiliated with any party? Don't tell me you have conservative values and you go ahead and vote for Democrats. What's wrong with you? Okay, what's wrong with you? So I'm going to try to give you some points, some bullet points to talk to others to help you understand where the Democrats and the Republicans differ. There are basic differences. The first one is the government power. Government is supposed to provide services, provide equal justice and equal opportunity, equal protection. Its role is not to take the money and give it to that person. That's not the government's role. Okay? When I see he has a nice car, I cannot go and just steal it. That's theft. Okay? But through the voting process, theft happens. These people are poor. Actually, this big group, they're poor, right? You are very rich. You work your butts off. You become rich through your sweats and blood. But because you have so many votes, you can vote politicians into the office. And they will come with the policies to force you to pay more tax, so that to give money to you so you could have a better life. That's theft. Taxation is theft. Unjust taxation is theft. Remember that. It's a moral issue. Freedom. Second issue, freedom. Individual freedom. If you don't go to McDonald's is not going to send somebody into your house and arrest you. But government can. This big group of people, you can vote somebody to the office, and because you don't like something that these people are doing, you can have that person to pass a law and force these people against their will. That's oppression. That is government oppression. And we do not believe government has that kind of right and power to oppress anybody. We believe equal protection, equal rights, equal justice. That's the government's role. Nothing more, nothing less. Next issue is about illegal immigration. Does anybody know how many illegal immigrants we have in America? Close to 20 million. Close to 20 million. Imagine that. 20 million plus their friends and their relatives. Once they become legal voters, guess who they're going to vote for? They're going to vote for anybody who works hard. Okay? Why? Because 70% of them are from South America. South American countries are failing. Why? Because they are doing socialist programs. What is the socialism? Rob rich people, give it to poor people. That's socialism. Socialism make everybody poor, remember that. Free market give everybody a chance to become rich. A chance. Doesn't mean you are born, you're breathing, you become rich. Doesn't happen that way. You have to work hard. Capitalism gives everybody a chance to live a good life. Okay. Next issue. Many people will tell you Obama's economy was recovering. So President Trump has nothing to do with the current economy. Does anybody really truly believe in that? Okay. Who is a business owner over here? Business owner? Okay, right. All Obama did was give you more regulations. That's all he did. More regulations. When you have regulations, it means more cost to you. When you have more cost, you're going to have to fire people. So how can you create jobs? Okay, how can you create jobs? More regulations force people to flee this country, go to other countries. And Obama famously said, Donald Trump says he can bring